One of the techniques that we use to avoid the reciprocal trust doctrine is the use of powers of appointment. Here's the best way that I can describe a power of appointment. When I create a trust for a client, in effect, I'm building a way to hold assets in a flowchart. What happens while my client is alive and what happens to those assets after they pass away. A power of appointment is a power that we can give someone to redirect away from the flowchart that my client created. Here's how it can be beneficial in avoiding the reciprocal trust doctrine. Let's say that I create a trust for my spouse and I grant my spouse a power of appointment over those assets. So my trust says, well, everything's for my spouse, and upon her death, everything goes to my kids. However, I'm going to give her the ability to appoint those assets at her death to my kids, my grandkids, or charities. That's a very common way to structure a power of appointment. But in the trust that my spouse does for me, she grants me a power of appointment, but she says you can only point assets to our children, right? So the power of appointment created for my spouse is different than the power of appointment that my spouse created for me. And that's one way to avoid the reciprocal trust doctrine in these estate tax planning strategies.